A very good evening to all of you joining us today, bringing to you a story that ignites change on this week's edition of The Spotlight. Today we have with us the gorgeous, the most stunning Noeline Pereira, the director and founder of Noelines, in the studio. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very excited to have this conversation.
So am I.
All right, so let's get straight into it. So much to talk about, so little time.
Yes.
Let's start about your journey. How did Noeline start? What was the starting point?
So Noeline started, I think, post-COVID.
Post-COVID.
That's right. So I was in business with my husband for Camera LK, so we were doing something completely different, still in the service industry, but more into retail space. So post-COVID, what we realized was something that was really important. I mean, it was like a knock on the head being like, hey, diversify your business because one thing isn't gonna do anymore. So I guess with that and with us having a lot of time to think and process most of the things that we liked and loved, I guess I'm like, okay, you know what, I've always wanted to open a nail salon, and then the right people fell into hand during the right time. So I'm like, let's just get it started. Truly out of the passion that I had towards it. And also, like, what my friends make fun of me is the fact that they're like, oh, you just wanted to have one single place to get all your stuff done. And then that's how you opened the salon. And then they just like, you just opened a salon for yourself, didn't you? So that was the start of it. And didn't think it'll grow this big, but here we are today. I think I mean, we are the largest nail salon now, so.
And it's a luxury nail salon.
It's a luxury nail salon, yes.
So Camera LK, how did that come? Were you always into Camera LK, or was it
no,
something?
that is something that my husband started.
Okay.
That is something, that is his baby, I would say.
Okay.
And then I came into the picture like 1 or 2 years later, once he started it, since the start. And then we had about a couple of employees, about 3 to 4. And then we are like, all right, you know what, let's just see where this could take us. And we were both working on it. And then I guess with his ambition and with what I bring into the table, we were able to grow real fast, real soon as well. So the journey started, and then we were like, all right, like we're doing really fine. And then that was his passion though. Like I'm not about like, when he like, let's go wildlife photography, I'm like, listen, I'm not cut into that life. That's not like my thing.
Yeah.
So that is not something I'm truly passionate about. Yeah. However, I'm passionate about marketing. I'm passionate about business. I am passionate about achieving things and meeting those achievements in life. So I think that's like how I was being a support to Camera LK. And then later on, post-COVID, I'm like, you know what, time to start something on my own that I'm truly passionate about, because baby was big enough to go like grow on its own. Camera LK, I'm talking. And then I'm like, all right, like I need my own baby too. And then that's how Noelines came into light.
So when you started Noelines back during COVID, did you think it would be such a hit as where we are now? Did you think it would be such, it's in such demand?
I actually did think that. I actually found a gap in the market in terms of, because I'm a customer. So basically everything in Noelines, you've been there, so you would know, everything in Noelines is thought as from a customer's perspective. I just put myself in the customer's shoe, and then I always think, if I was the customer, would I like it this way? How would I like it? What do I need? Oh, I need more coffee. Like, do I need more aircon? Would I like a smelling environment? Like the little things, starting from the tiny minor details into the biggest, like what am I selling? Am I selling an experience, or is it just the product that I'm selling, right? Starting from A to Z, everything has been well thought out in terms of putting myself as the customer. And then I think that's the reason for the success. And a lot of places that I visited previously lacked that concept, or I feel like maybe like once you're in the business for a longer time, you kind of like get misdirected from the passion that you have toward the industry or the subject, right? But I was truly passionate about having fancy nails all the time. So like started with nails, and then I kind of diversified the business to getting the entire range, but only the things that we are good at. I didn't want to like take everything at one hand, so I started with nails, and I slowly incorporated facial facial, so face and body. And then in December, I'm still slowly incorporating hair as well. But hair also, it's nothing like y'all ever seen before. We do not have what I'm introducing to Sri Lanka in the country at the moment. So it's a bit of Western and Eastern, Ayurvedic, along with modern salon beauty standards mixed together. And then I think that'll actually be a revolution, and I'm thinking it's going to be a game changer for Noelines.
Absolutely. And you also said you didn't, take everything onto your plate.
Yes.
A lot of people get that wrong. They try to do multiple things, and sometimes it just does not work out. You picked your niche.
Yes.
And I think that's important when it comes to doing a business.
Yes, 100%. It's because, there's no wrong in taking everything onto our plate. Like, there's absolutely no wrong in it. It just, you need to know the right timing, and you need to make sure once you only master something that you could go to the next one, right? Also, say that I'm really good at nails, and if I keep doing nails only, where do I see the growth, right? There's only so many that I could do under the wing of nails. So it is okay to diversify your business and look into other areas that you could possibly succeed in. But however, it's really important you know A to Z of whatever you're starting. You can't just learn from A to F and just start it and then learn it along the way. You just need to know what exactly you're doing.
And what you're getting into.
Exactly. So mastering what you do before and exactly understanding this is what you're presenting to the customer. Just having your entire storyline set would be like a really good advantage to when you're starting or differentiating your product range or service range.
And not just multitasking.
No.
This is multitasking effectively as well.
Yes, effectively and also efficiently. Yes.
Now, you're also from Canada.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, yes.
So you have experience from outside Sri Lanka as well
Yes.
in the beauty business. Where do you think we stand, from a global stand?
You shouldn't be asking that question. You shouldn't be asking that question.
It's okay. It's just what you feel. Do you think we have more to achieve?
We
in the
have
future?
a lot more to achieve, starting from placing standards to entering to the business and also to govern. I feel like we need to have a governing board where we need to each place or each organization that opens a salon or beauty industry, that to be anything, need to meet certain criteria, prerequisites. You need to have A, B, C, D, and F in terms of you to start a business. But this land is a land of opportunity. Everywhere I go, I say this. It's good that the country is so easy to open a business and stuff. And also, on the downside, I feel like it is affecting the quality of the services that are available for the consumer. Unlike back in the day, right now we have a sophisticated clientele. Customers are well aware of what they're going into, and self-care has evolved so much, from if you see baby boomers to XY, generation, Gen X, Gen Y, our generation was quite all right, and then Gen Z is they're on the book. They want to know what they're getting into, being transparent, and they're well aware of what they're using. They're not only looking about the product or the service that they're receiving, they're more aware of the sustainability of the product. They want to know the inclusiveness of the product or the service that they're receiving, and then how diversified are the company. They're looking into minor details about any product or service. So
it's you're under the microscope.
Yeah, that's right. The new generation or the current consumer is very back in the day. Say for example, say our moms, right? Yeah. If they go to a salon, say that the technician or the esthetician recommends, you'd be like, hey ma'am, use ABC, this is really good for skin. And hands down, my mom would buy it and go home. So is your mom. That's just the generation that we come from, or our parents, right? Whereas if they tell it to us, we'll be all right, give me the name, I'll just do my research. Whereas the newer generation or the younger generation that's coming up, even more advanced, they want to know every single thing, are these animal friendly, have they harmed any animals, or is it organic, is it cruelty free? These little things are the things that people are looking into now, and sustainability more of all, and is it environmentally friendly, those little things. So it's just not running a business anymore, it's just being understanding and being careful of all the elements of our current environment.
So at Noelines, how do you ensure the highest quality of standards? How do you maintain them?
So basically, something that I always do is whatever the service that I'm bringing in, I generally take the certification, not just locally, but I just don't have any local certifications, but internationally, just so that I know the backstory. So for example, if it's nails or skin, the anatomy of the skin, the anatomy of nails, I know the depth of it, what could go wrong and what would happen if things go wrong. So understanding how serious of a business you're in is really, really important, not just for the salon industry. I think that comes for like anything that you're doing, like really understanding the whole concept behind it, and then to deliver the best to the customer without doing wrong. So if I practice it and if I get my staff to practice the same concept, right? Understanding the utmost important thing is more than the service, it's the entire experience. How careful are you? Are you taking care of your customer's skin? Are you taking care? That should be the ultimate goal. If say that you come to get your nails done, it shouldn't be getting the nails done for this week. It should be, how am I taking care of your nail for a lifelong? That's how I'm going to create a lifelong client, right? So say that you come with a bad nail, I wouldn't recommend you to get a nail done. I'd be like, listen, ma'am, like you have a fungus, like let's just get medicated for it. So saying no is okay. Just for a capital gain, I don't think a person should be pushing the sale, and then that's how all our that entire team has been trained not to push a sale to upsell or cross sell, but to do right by the client. As I always tell, all our technicians and estheticians have been trained to think from a customer perspective over the monetization or the compensation that they'll be getting.
Because a lot of people will choose money. Over sometimes the customers.
Yeah, that's right.
Well.
So that money will only be lasting for one time, because it's just like one time you mess it up. Say for example, you come to my salon and then knowing something wrong, if I still did it, you pretty much think it's my salon's fault, right? Because we didn't make you aware of what's going on. So giving you proper education of what's going wrong with you, and then telling you, listen ma'am, like if you want, I'll do it. If not, like we don't recommend you. Educating you is the key in this market, I think. So we have implemented different training to all our technicians to educate the client. So like honestly, each meeting, all we say is be communicative, talk to the client, talk to whoever you're serving to, because that's, I think, the most important part in the current generation and the current market. Educating your client, educating your person, like whoever you're treating, to educate them or whatever they're getting done. So we make a lifelong client instead of that one client. So you'll just stick with me. Even say that if it's ₹1,000 service comparative to a 7,000 service, let's say, for example, I'm just saying. If you come every month, it's 12,000 versus if you only come one time, I'm just going to be done with the 7,000. Just like using a simple example. So we want to create lifelong clients. We want to retain the clients that are coming. So if you see my salon at the moment, we have about like 65% to 70% of retention, meaning like we are good, So it's a matter of building we just need to size-wise expand the business to get more clients, because 75% of our clientele is pretty retail loyal.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to the show. I will do less talking. So, how do you choose your products for your salon? Is there a process? Do you do a review process? How does it work?
Just generally a review process and comparison between the standard basically, and making sure it meets all kind of certifications and standards to bring it before we use it on a client. And then any product that we bring in, actually we test run it for about 3 to 4 months. Just on my own, so I'm like a guinea pig that we use. And then we also have an R&D team in place, so we typically check it with them as well.
All right. Now, your salon is a luxury salon.
Yes.
Have people ever come and told you it's expensive?
Every day. Every day, I guess it's pretty inevitable, because the prices are pretty higher comparatively.
What is the justification you tell them?
I sell an experience. I don't sell a service. I sell an experience. So you pay the price to receive the experience, right? So,
and
for
you
example,
also use the best products.
100%, 100%. So, international standard-wise, whatever you could get elsewhere globally, I have them locally available in my salon. So, I guess, so if you say, for example, just say any hotel, you go have their king coconut for 600 rupees. Have you ever like spoken about it? Whereas you could get a 90 rupee or a 100 rupee king coconut down the street. You don't ask for the 500, right? It's a service you provide. You're selling the service and you're purchasing it without a questions asked. So it's the same concept.
So, okay, so do people accept the justification at the end of the day? Or
but I mean, I have a loyalty of 75% of rotation. So I guess it's not for everyone. But for whoever that are willing to go that extent, we are giving our best. So,
yeah, and I mean, I follow your page, right? So every day, your stories are filled.
Yes.
The salon stories, rather.
Yes.
So it means it's in demand.
It's high. It's on high demand. Like if you do want an appointment for next week, you probably have to book it this week.
Yeah, I had to book it 3 weeks ahead.
Yeah, sometimes. Like for Christmas, it's 3 weeks ahead.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not about the price point. It's so wrong to think that Sri Lankan consumer behaves that way.
Exactly.
It's actually so wrong.
And they want to pay so less and get the best as well.
Yeah. It's only a certain crowd though. I'm not going to like put that blame on everybody. Because luckily for me, I've been blessed with immense amount of people in our business. Like you said, you had to call 3 weeks ahead to get your appointment, meaning I have a full pile of people just getting appointments for the price that I marked it up to, right? So meaning the consumer behavior works here differently. People here are willing to spend if the service is provided. Like I said, the king coconut story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so if you want to have a king coconut at the hotel, you just got to pay the price, and then people do it. I mean, if you want to have a king
I mean, people still pay.
I mean, people still pay without a question. So I do have been blessed and lucky with a whole bunch of that kind of clientele.
So how do you maintain, or how do you ensure when it comes to safety of, you know, both the employees and the clients at the salon? Is there any safety procedures that you follow?
So everything, I'm actually in the process of receiving ISO as well as like the first certified salon in Sri Lanka. So it's on the process. So everything in the salon has guidelines and protocols. Everything's written. So say you come to my salon, everything, you could literally see what's the process for everything. It's like a Bible. We have everything written down. So for any newcomer or for anyone who in fact just comes to see or check or whatever, they have the protocols written, and I think that's the best way.
You have like a little rule book.
I have a little rule book. It's like, we call it the Bible, Noeline's Bible basically, because we have all the protocols, like how would you return your used product? How do you get a new uniform? Everything has a process, so that's just how it works. It's much easier on all elements, really.
Yeah, and you know, so many people put trainees right hands-on with the client.
Yes, so we don't,
How do you train your employees? How do you train your staff members for this?
So first we just have like a little orientation session, and then they are on training with the seniors for like the longest time. And then once the process is done, we tell them we have a video guideline as well that is for everyone to see. So everyone who actually comes new, they go through the video guide to make sure they understand the anatomy. So it's almost like a course that they're doing, but not an academy, but like like we provide all kind of educating, like I said, educating your client and educating your staff employees is key to be successful. So educating them and then ensuring that everyone across the board follows the same guidelines, same protocols when it comes to the clients. It helps.
Now, how do you stay updated with things happening from around the world?
So I think I am a person, I'm exposed to a lot of outside market as well. So I do travel a lot. I am pretty much in all kinds of like international associations. So every time something new comes up, I'm on the go. Like I'm like, oh, there's a new expo. Like I'm on the go. Like I want to see what's happening. So being attentive to the global market is really important as well. And I'm thinking, because I'm truly passionate about this and I love knowing stuff, so it kind of helps for me to introduce new products to the salon as well.
All right. Now, we were having this conversation a little earlier as well. There are so many mushroom companies or like salons coming up.
Yes.
It's not about it's not about bad mouthing anyone. It's not about that. But how would you advise anyone watching us today? How would you advise them to choose the best salon? How would you
to a
advise
consumer?
them? Yes.
I mean, choose the services by the products that they're using would be number one, more than anything, because we are talking about personal well-being. This is not something that it's not like your shoe, you know, you remove it, it's gone. This is your skin that you're dealing with. So ensure whichever place you go, I'm sure they're doing their best. As a business, nobody wants to produce a bad reputation. So I'm sure they're doing their best according to their perspective and standards. So it's your duty, like I said, to understand and to be educated of what you're receiving, and also always ensure to talk to the people and know what you're receiving, what products that they're using. That is really key to be like choosing your product. Like I would not put anything on my face if I don't know what goes in there, right? So just be educative. Like is there any chemicals that are using? Like what is it like? Always ask what's. Just don't be shy. Don't be afraid or be shy to ask that question. Try to make yourself more educated about the service that you're receiving, and then I think then you'll automatically choose the right places.
And at the end of the day, the consumer has every right to know what's going on.
100%, because it's their personal, like it's the body. Yeah.
So, okay, do you use cruelty-free products in your line?
Yes. So
are you taking that path?
Yes, we are taking that path. In fact, actually, right now, what we are doing is I do have some distributor channels as well. So most of the products that I bring in, I ensure they're cruelty-free, like more environmentally concerned products and more organic. To just so that's the product that I would use. Like I said, from the get-going of the business, what I've always thought was like, would I use it? Because I'm helping customers like me. I am providing a solution for people like me. That's like my go-to concept. Yeah. Would I use it is the first question that I ask. So the distributor channels that I've already obtained are almost everything is cruelty-free. And then what I also do is I'm not a person who just keeps everything to myself. So now I've started distributing it to other salons as well. I mean, I could have an upper hand holding on to just those products of my own, but I don't do it. I mean, I've acquired a distribution for a reason. So I'm actually like any salon who wants to purchase cruelty-free like facial range or whatever it is, call to us, like give us a call. We all got to grow together and then do right by the customer, and then whoever does it got to do it right is what I believe.
That's a nice way of putting things across, considering the fact that, you know, the industry is sometimes very cutthroat. Yeah. Some people just don't like another salon doing better and more clients coming in. So it's nice to know that you're helping other salons grow as well. So growing together is very important. So let's talk about the services that you offer.
So right now
at Noelines.
At Noelines. So at the moment we are doing like our bread and butter would be like nails. That's what we started with, and then we slowly expanded to facial and skin. So we do nails, waxing, we do permanent makeup, meaning permanent eyeliner, microblading, lip embroidery. We do all sorts of facials, peels.
So these things are in demand.
In absolute demand. And then from December onwards, we are actually stepping forward and starting, like I said, the hair care range as well. So it'll be everything under one roof. So say that a person comes to do a monthly visit, we're providing a solution for their beauty needs across the board in like all parts of your body. We are providing it under one roof in one place, so you get everything done and you just dip, you know. Got all the solutions in one room.
So it's not easy, you know, maintaining and sustaining the quality of having a luxury salon.
Yes.
What are the challenges that you encounter?
But well, starting from the price point, complain about the price point is like one thing that we've heard, but that is not like a major thing because we do have clients willing to go that limit. Second thing would be the import controls that the country has put in place. So all these things are challenges that we are currently facing.
So during that time, the prices would have been?
We couldn't just increase the price because of that, because we can't run like a small shop where like when the price increases, we can't do that. We typically go by every Jan, we increase the prices. That's just a standard. Like I said, that's the guide on my rule book. So I follow my rule as well. So you can't do when the situation changes as well. So we tried to stick to the pricing points as much as we could. But like, I mean, in the future, the VAT is 18%. So when you're doing right by everything, it's kind of hard to maintain. But this is what we signed up for and we're loving it. We love doing what we are doing, providing that exclusive, that superior service to the client is the ultimate goal. So we are just keep pushing our boundaries and moving forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show this Monday evening on the Spotlight, bringing to you a story that ignites change. Noeline,
yes.
Let me ask you, have you done your nails outside, Noeline?
Oh, of course, yes.
Really?
Yeah. Well, not since I got open my salon.
Really?
Not in Sri Lanka, but every time I go abroad, I ensure whatever the country that I go to, I just do my research. No, I do my research and find the best salons, and then I actually try I sometimes do thrice, 4 times, go get my nails done in different occasions. In one trip, I would be I want to go do this, I want to do the pedi, I actually try out a lot of services in other countries.
Sri Lanka, not really. But after you started Noelines, it's just
my salon, yeah.
Of course.
Except for sari draping, I think I went outside once just because I couldn't come to my salon. It's just way too far. But I can't drape a sari on my own. That's embarrassing. But
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
So that's other than that, nada.
Okay. So any plans on branching out beyond Colombo, beyond the Western Province?
In fact, yes. So I'm actually hoping. So this is something that I think as a country we should, like I said, if we have a governance board to run the salon industry or the beauty industry, what we should be focusing is making this country like a beauty spot for all the beauty elements, right? Just because we can give very competitive prices, and then we are a gorgeous country, so tourism is just tend to boom anyway. So have that impact towards make use of those tourists coming into the country and doing certain things like PMUs, if you could, because those are permanent stuff that could last. And then if we could grow them and then make this a beauty destination as well as a tourist destination, I feel like we could impact our boom the tourism market. The wealth that we bring into the country could be enormous if we could actually work it out together. So that being said, I am just trying on my own to do this on my own as much as I possibly could. So I'm opening a branch in Belgaum. Okay. This is basically targeting just tourists and locals could come, but it's the predominantly I'm focusing foreigners to come to that location.
Some good news is they're saying that next year will be a good year for Sri Lanka for tourism.
Oh yeah, so
there's going to be a huge boom.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that will happen, and not just tourism. I feel globally, despite the tourism industry, beauty industry has a trajectory upward numbers going on. Post-COVID, even during COVID time, it was turbulent microeconomic environmental factors were all down during crisis times, right? So still we were doing, in terms of beauty industry, they were booming. So beauty industry is booming as well. So that along with the tourism industry booming in a country like Sri Lanka, I feel like we could do wonders by providing high excellent service with competitive pricing. But then everyone has to be in the same standard. That's an important factor that we need to look into or could work on.
Okay, let's say I'm going to start a salon, a luxury nail salon.
Oh, going to be my competitor and rival. Okay.
How would you advise me? So someone trying to head into the field.
Okay.
How would you, what's
Number one thing is be passionate about what you're doing. Do not start it because you see other people doing it so well. Not just nail, starting any business, right? Being a business owner is it's not going to be the luxury nail salon once you actually go into it. I'd have to clean the washroom at times if you have to. You just have to do it because it's your own. You need to be truly passionate about what you're doing, A. B, try to bring in quality service to find a solution for an existing problem or find a solution for something that clients didn't even know that they wanted, and then create that want, right? Not the needs I'm talking about wants. Just making sure you provide a solution for an existing issue or an issue that they never had, for example, waxing. back in the day we didn't think it was an issue, but right now, because we found a solution to remove the hair, so now you kind of need it when you go out. So find a solution like that and just do it right. Just don't compromise on the service quality, especially with the product.
So for your staff, how do you make it such a nice environment for people to come and work?
I honestly believe so my staff do not have any like bonds or whatever, like contracts or whatever. I believe if people are willing to work, they should be able to work. Locally, I've noticed in a lot of salons, they have this term called bonds. They put people on bonds the minute they join in, and then the talented technicians are not able to evolve or like grow because they've been just caged. So all of my salon, like all the members know, like I do not have no boundaries. I mean, if you want to go one day, you should be able to. I would wholeheartedly wish you all my very best and be like, go conquer the world, and that's how it's supposed to be. And giving that freedom to all your employees and also being kind towards each other, I think helps a lot. I know this is very basic when you hear it.
So I'm sure you give your staff a very happy, positive environment to work in as well, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. I believe vibes are everything. Positive. I'm a huge believer of law of attraction and providing positive energy around it. So I actually do anything and everything to create that kind of ambience and atmosphere inside the work premises to all my employees. So also for clients as well.
Technology, has this helped Noelines?
Hugely. I think technology is like the source of marketing, like social media and everything that we do. Like you said, stories and social media is something.
It's jammed.
Your
stories are jammed. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
So we want to, and then another technique that we use, we keep it raw. Like we don't edit. Like if you see most of our grid posts also, whatever we market, it's just normal people doing normal videos. We don't go for heavy editing, just because then you can relate. You know, say that you have dry skin. When you edit it, how am I gonna feel as a dry skin person comfortable coming to your salon, right? So we want to keep it raw and authentic, and then that has been working for us. Going back to the original question, technology, we use the technology and the platform as a method of communicating of whatever we are doing. So keeping the customer more educated, more transparent, be authentic via this media and channel.
Okay. Now, you all do facials and things as well. Just want to know, let's say a customer comes in and something, there's an allergic reaction to a product. How will you all navigate through that problem?
So we do have a doctor that we consult, like in-house doctor.
Really? You have an in-house doctor?
Not an in-house doctor in terms of being placed there, but we have an assigned doctor for our entire...
Which is a great thing. Many salons do that.
So we do have that kind of a personnel inside the business. So whatever goes wrong, I typically I just like jump into it, handling it, because like I said, customer is the utmost important part of the business, and we make sure that all the clients are happy, right? Starting from unhappy service, it's not about the money after a certain point, it's about making sure your customer is happy. So getting our doctors involved right on board, we get them to communicate with the doctor. We all three of us talk. We have had incidents such as that where waxing goes not. Incidents occur
because
sometimes client goes and use something else that were not recommended for them, and then they're like, oh, I forgot that I was supposed to do it. And then it's like I said, it's going back to being open, transparent, and communicating throughout the process and ensuring that your client is happy and providing whatever you could do to make sure it's not about the error anymore. It's about how could we come back from this. It should be the attitude. It's about like, oh my God, no, we messed it up. That shouldn't be the attitude. Be like, let's just fix this together should be the attitude. And then along with the doctor that we have, we're actually planning to bring in an in-house doctor on board as well. So that's for next year.
Amazing.
Yeah, so right now we have them on phone 24/7 available. So not just me, even the technicians, if they have any questions, they do consult the doctor. And then we do have meetings with the doctor as well. During every 6 months or so, we do have meetings meetings with the doctor on board. So whatever the concerns, questions that they have, so they could just clear it up. So next time it happens, they exactly know what to tell or talk or like how to handle the case.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
So what do you envision for the future of this industry in Sri Lanka?
In terms of like I said, I want this to be a tourist destination for beauty, promoting beauty. That would be like an all-time win for not just for me, not for my other colleagues that are in the business. It'll be a win for the country as well as a whole, considering the economical crisis that we are facing. But other than that, for me, I just want to be one local brand that is globally recognized. And right now we have an R&D team working, research and development team working on our product range that are modern and also Ayurvedically enhanced as well.
You said you're releasing a product line.
Yeah, so this December we are coming up with our entire hair care range. So this is a modern Ayurvedic hair care range. So this is interesting actually. In Ayurveda, in your body you have a temperament. So this goes as Vata, Pitta, Dosha. There's 3 elements, major elements that are the governing part of our physical, mental, and like our characteristics, behavior as well. So balancing this out evenly could promote better health, and that's what we are trying to do. So using our local sources and great Ayurvedic, like our ancient stuff, but mixing it with the modern stuff just to make it easier for the current consumer. We are coming up with certain products that are really efficient and effective as well. Very results driven, and I'm super excited for that to come on place. That'll be releasing in December.
Wow, so we're doing this at the right time so that people know what's going to happen. Okay. So time is catching up, and the spotlight is all about bringing in someone to ignite change.
Yes.
So why don't you tell some of a motto that you follow, some words of wisdom that you live by every day?
Okay.
Something that will inspire someone watching us today.
Okay. So something that I live by is consistency, and I can tell you consistency and discipline is key. Don't be discouraged or be unhappy. Say that you're doing something, right? It's not making results. You're not seeing results. Just don't stop there. It could be today's failure. They say today's failure could be tomorrow's success or something along the lines, right? Yeah. So being consistent, being disciplined, and making sure you have results or not, doing it every day helps. Because not every person has that dedication. You being like, if anybody asks me the sauce of success, for me personally, like, it's discipline and consistency. Rain or shine, I go to work. Rain or shine, I do my part. There are certain things that has been working for me. I do it despite seeing results or not. But going back a couple of years later, when you look back, you're like, it was the consistency that got me here. So whoever you are, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to be anything, a presenter, a corporate job, whatever it is. Being consistent and always be willing to learn, and just be open to learn from anybody and everybody. There's a lot to learn. You can never stop learning. Read, listen to audiobooks. That's something that I do always. There's always things to learn, and be disciplined, be consistent.
I like how you use the word discipline.
Yes.
How strongly do you believe in that?
Like the strongest, if something is there, the strongest. Like if something that I live my life by, it's discipline. Some days, starting from working out, there are days that you don't feel like working out, but it's just the discipline that takes you there, right? Yeah. You could be lazy a couple of days, and later on you'll get to know you have cholesterol, diabetes, you name it, right? It's a discipline that keeps you in track. You're not emotionally stable every day. That's inevitable. That's all of us. We are humans. We are visual creatures. We get like attracted to things. We're like today is the day to watch Netflix and chill. Yeah. But just don't be manipulated by things that just you see. Be on point. Set some goals. Be like, if you do these things every day, it's a matter of you and like visioning, like just have a vision of what you want to do and be disciplined. Could not work every day. I mean, results are not results won't be visible every day,
but it contributes
it contributes in the long run. So be disciplined, consistency, that's just key to anything in life.
All right, Noeline, I had the best time talking to you today.
Me too.
And thank you for joining us today on
Thank
the
you for having me. Yes.
And wishing you nothing but the best.
Same here. Wishing you the best as well.
All right, so we were in conversation with Noeline Pereira, the director and founder of Noelines in Sri Lanka. So join me again next Monday, same time, same place, for a story that will ignite change. But until then, stay safe.